Okay, welcome to a quick overview, well not quick, a long overview of various assignment I've done in living in a digital world. So in Mr. Whitwire's class, you're going to have to, living in a digital world, you're going to have to do these things called PPAs, Project Plan of Action, and basically you put your name, your hour, and then usually it's like 5 to 4 things like explain what the problem is, state and explain the audience or end user, identify or prioritize the research needed, or analyze the tools you could use for that project, and then summarize everything. This is basically like what you need to get done, like what you need to get everything done. But this is like the most important part because like it summarizes everything. And you just need to write like a paragraph, nothing too fancy. Usually like he'll explain like what he wants during class, so you just simply write. I usually just write like a little dash of what you need in each thing, like talks about them, and then I go back and write them all in. And then there'll usually be a project plan of action number 2. This is number 1, and if I go over here to like go here, you'll see that you get project plan of action. So there's project plan of action 2 for digital storytelling, and then there's digital citizenship, which is our first thing, and we kept going along. And there's always a project plan of action for these types of things. Okay, so the next part is about digital citizenship. Basically, this was just a particular project plan of action, but it wasn't. It was just another like Google form, not project plan of action. Very similar thing. Email address. This was the one that he wanted, so he could, know who you were, and then your name, because this is the first assignment of the year. You choose your hour. Mine is always first, and then you just went ahead and entered stuff in for these questions. And the questions were okay, like, well, what are your 3 areas of digital citizenship? And you had to answer like safety, security, and digital literacy and digital ethics. I would show you what I wrote, but apparently I didn't like actually want a copy of my responses for some reason. I must have clicked it, so I couldn't do that. I'm not sure why, but I can't find them. I've looked for them, and apparently I don't have them, so yeah. But then there's 4 questions for this assignment. Please describe what each term means to your own like words, safety, security, and then talk about like what type of words you use in different communities. Like or if you're talking to your friends, what type of words would you use? Do you talk a bit with like some swear words or something? I don't know. How do you write things? Do you talk them in abbreviations? And then talk. What does this mean? Like digital ethics, which is like how you're treating somebody online, I guess. And then this one, I think I just answered. Safety was just like not going to dumb websites that could get viruses, and security was what security software you have that prevents you from downloading stuff in case you do. So those were the things that I wrote down. I would show you, but I really don't actually know where they are. So let's move on to the next thing. So the next thing we had to do in class, which was actually I think the second day of class, was to make a blog. And so what I did for a blog was I made there we go. So actually my website comes up on number 2 if you type in the D&D'er, and it comes up as number 2, which I think is really nice. So if the website will ever load up, which it should, hopefully it will. Okay, so it loaded up now, and basically, just this little thing pops up saying like who I am. Click enter site, and then you have your home page, which is where all my blogs were. And I think you're supposed to make around 17 of these. So in fact, this button, I really like this button because then you can click down, it immediately takes you down to the bottom. And this is what I did for the blog. I have, first one was getting involved. Oh, I made a thing where every single time I would just add a little bit of German to my titles. And then so The first one was getting involved, and there's character sheet. You can always click the read more button, and then it'll show the full blog. This one was about like how to set up a character, my tips in my personal experience for making characters for D&D. Yeah, that was my topic you had to make the blog on. And let's go back to home. And then over time, I just start talking over like how to be a good player, because that's a very big part of playing D&D, because oftentimes people do get in arguments. Then I started talking about how to be a good DM, and things that you should never do, and what you should do. And I also, sometimes I'd see things on the internet, and I'd talk about them, like this really nice video I found from on the internet about architecture at the dungeons. So it was a funny comment talking about how dungeons have weird ceilings because they shouldn't be blocky, because that makes no logical sense. They should be round. And then I had the last one, I think, was more solutions of just like in general what you should add to your map. And then I have these tabs here for the website. I never finished these ones or this one, but I have stuff about like who I am, and then I also have stuff about like history of D&D. I have some videos off the internet that I wrote a little description of, so people can look through and know what D&D is about, because a lot of people don't actually know what it is. And yeah. Next thing is, so I'm here in my drive where you are supposed to create a folder for Digital Living, which you probably have done for several other classes, and click on that, bloop, oh, and then I have a bazillion photos from all the projects I've done in the class. But there should be, if you find it right here, there'll be a thing called the links page, and the links page will have basically everything that you need to get to, like it's where you turn in your assignment. And then I also write little notes in case like I just put it in the folder and I didn't have it on a website or something. So for example, the blog had a little link for that, Digital Story had a link, which is our next thing. So if I go here, okay, so for some reason this won't load, mainly because the internet. Why is this opening up? Okay, we're not playing video games right now. Anyways, so yeah, the internet won't load up for some reason. Like our home internet's not working, and I was running it off a hotspot, but apparently my phone has settings to prevent me from going to the website. But that link would have taken you to to my digital story, which I did make off of oh yeah, I probably should reconnect here. So it was running. It didn't make once this it's out of the way. Ran off of this presentation I made, and then I added the sound to it, and it was kind of like a nice little slideshow. So that it was basically this, but with sound of the actual event, along with like it actually moved along with the song. So this was matched up to the song, not song, the sound, and that's what it was. So the internet's still kind of iffy, and I was able to finally get a screenshot of this. It was just, you're supposed to make a digital story, which is like a regular kind of slideshow, except it has sound effects in it, and it moves along for you instead, so it's sort of like a video with sound and story combination. Mine was on our last robotics match of the 2016 year. Yeah. So this next one was a thing about collaboration, where basically you had to go ahead and find some topic. Oh no! Someone deleted that. Okay, we're making a copy real quick. That's funny. So basically what we did is we did this on drugs, and you were supposed to collaborate with a bunch of people. I did with mine, Muhammad, Joseph, and I can't pronounce her name, but she's like 2 seats over. And then we had to find a video, and then a picture, and a picture of some guy taking money and snorting cocaine. I'm not sure why they would be doing that, but it was the first picture that came up on Google Images. And then for the website, this just takes you to a website about how to deal with drugs and stuff and how to make sure you're safe with them. And I believe the video is about like how bad drugs can affect you. There's an article about them that you also had to find a link to about like what it was that yeah, how they affect your brain. And then we also had you had to make a summary off of like the entire thing. So each person had to use their own color. I believe I was pink, if I'm right. Yeah, see, so we did it by each person had their own color, and I was pink, and that was the one we had to make. So mine was pretty long that I made one. And I basically explained how like anything could be a drug, well, anything can get you addicted, but drugs are usually like something that's physical. And it doesn't really matter what it is, it's technically going to be addictive. Lots of things can be addictive. But there's a very big difference is that drugs that are illegal, like, make it to the point where your brain becomes completely dependent on them, and there's no way you can get rid of them. So, like, if you constantly drink coffee, you'll be able to get off of it. Like, people who smoke, you can get off of it. It may be unpleasant, just like coffee might be. Well, coffee is a little bit weaker. But still, the drugs that end up becoming, like, that are illegal most of the time are all drugs that you, basically, it's very, very unlikely for you to ever get off of them. So, our entire thing was, don't do drugs, kids. And then you had to do, like, a summary for each one, like the video, the picture. Mine, yeah, what was this images? It was just, like, yeah, someone snorting cocaine. I spoke about the physical process of it because I actually had to do a presentation on this for health class at one point. And then, like, basically I talked about how people snort it because it's easier to get in their system from inhaling it instead of putting it into their bloodstream or something. Wait, was it? Or eating it, yeah. And there's the website link about, like, what the website does. And then you also do one for the article. And then I basically told them that, like, basically this article was basically exactly what I wrote for my summary. And, yeah. That was what that was. Okay, so moving on to our next one. So the next thing was the app review. And the app review was just basically, all I did was, it was to, basically you had to find 10 apps that you knew about or you didn't know about. Didn't really matter. And you had to, like, talk about what the name of the app, summary of it, the category, and then, like, who made it, and then if it's, like, got any in-app purchases or not. And I did many of them. My first one was Facebook. Then there was, let's see, we got Duolingo for learning languages, and then we have Google Classroom, education, YouTube, of course, Periodic Table, which is a beautiful app. Ironically, the guy who made it, I've been watching his YouTube videos for years. I didn't even know he made the app. Yeah. So that was kind of something cool I learned. And then I looked up another Periodic Table app, which was actually kind of cool as well. But I ended up thinking it's not. It was actually better than this one, except my phone doesn't have enough memory, so I couldn't download it. There's Pokemon Go, which I never played ever. And then there's Gmail. There's there's apparently a field trip app, and then there's Google Chrome. So then we afterwards had to make a video for 4 apps, I believe. Right? Yeah, 4 apps. And they're all right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And I think the ones I did one when I was Google Classroom, and I also made one on, I don't remember what this one is. I actually don't remember. Then there's a Periodic Table. I did one on Gmail, I know. Oh, and then there was Google Chrome. So those are the 4 things I've done. And that's basically what the app thing was, and they're each supposed to be around a minute long. And I really couldn't screencast my phone because for some reason BlueStacks, which was a software that you could download onto the computer, put Android apps and play them on the computer, for some reason it really wasn't working with Windows 10. So yeah, that's basically what the app one was. thanks for watching to the end, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good day.